KLEK 102.5 forecast. A 30% chance of a shower or thunderstorm today, partly to mostly sunny, still very hot, mid-90s with a feel-like temperature 102, light southwest winds. Mostly clear overnight in the muggy mid-70s. Showers and thunderstorms are possible Tuesday, partly sunny, around 94-95. It's going to be around 90 Wednesday, a little bit cooler, partly sunny with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Jonesboro, that's your KLEK 102.5 FM weather.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. Former US First Lady Laura Bush has added her criticism to the splitting up of families entering America illegally. Australia's Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull is beginning negotiations for a new trade deal with the European Union. India is striving to become a $5 trillion economy by 2025, according to the country's president. And Meghan Markle's father says she cried when he told her he couldn't come to her wedding to Prince Harry last month.
It's 9:01.
Community Conversations is brought to you by Arkansas Early Learning, offering no-cost childcare in Jonesboro and Northeast Arkansas. Applications at arearlylearning.org.
Arkansas Early Learning is a nonprofit organization.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday to you. I hope that you're having a great start to your day. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. My special guest today is Miss Aisha Stafford. She is here representing a variety of programs, and so we're going to get right into what we're talking about. We will do some updates on the Amen program, which is run by Mr. Rennell Woods, but first we're going to get into some whole youth services and feeding programs, because I know there are quite a few going on around the city, but we want to make people aware of where they can go to get a good meal, breakfast and or lunch, I think.
It's breakfast and supper we do. We start serving breakfast is done at Cedar Heights. That's the only site we have right now that's doing breakfast, and it's Monday through Friday, and it's at 10 a.m. And we also do supper at 8 other sites.
Okay. So do you by chance have a listing of those other sites?
I do. We do Cedar Heights, that's actually Monday through Saturday at Cedar Heights. Breakfast is 10 to 10:30, and then we do supper Monday through Saturday from 4 to 5 o'clock at Cedar Heights. We also do Parker Park, and we do supper Monday through Saturday from 3:30 to 5 o'clock. We have the Earl Bell Community Center, and that's Monday through Friday, and it's from 4 to 5:30. We have a site, the Amen site, and it's on East Word, and we do supper from 4:30 to 6. We have Allen Park, and that's supper Monday through Saturday from 4 to 5:30. University Lions Park, where you all had the Juneteenth celebration this past weekend, we do supper there from 4 to 5 Monday through Friday.
Okay.
We also have Walker Courts Department, and that's Monday through Friday from 4 to 5. And the Ridge, that's on North Patrick, we do supper there from 4 to 5:30. And hopefully very soon we will have our site at Caraway Commons up and going. And when that opens, it'll be Monday through Friday from 3 to 4.
That's really wonderful. Can you tell us more about how this program got started? Who were some of the people that spearheaded getting this going?
Rennell Woods worked for City Youth for some time, and we were talking the other day about how the program actually got started, and someone had spoken to him about something. He said it was just a vision that he was given by God, and he felt like it was a ministry to help feed the children of Jonesboro, okay, that are in need. And so that's how it got started, and I think it's been going for the past 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
I also, like, this is my first summer, like, working for them the entire summer.
Okay.
But during the school year, was well acquainted with the program during the school year because they do snacks for after school at the different schools. And I know we service Success, Jonesboro High School, Annie Camp, West Side, and then also Allen Park and Parker Park in the during the school year, so the kids can go get a snack after school. And I know for us at Success, we get out of school kind of late, and we don't get out till 3:35, and then our children eat lunch at like 11 or 10:30, and that's a long stretch. So having that after school snack while they're waiting on their buses, or even some who walk home, they'll get a snack and then eat it and then go home, and it works. It carries them over until they can get their next meal. And I know we at Success, we might feed 60, 70 kids in the afternoon a snack, and I know it's even more at like the high school and any camp because they have more students. So it's very important and very vital that they get, and they're getting a nutritious meal. They get a meat, fruit, vegetable, milk. So it's not just junk. It's something that's fulfilling.
And I've had conversations with other organizations, and it's sad that in this country we still have what we call food deserts, and there are many families who either they don't meet the basic requirements to get food SNAP anymore, or any other type of assistance. They're working paycheck to paycheck to just barely make it, and unfortunately they don't have everything they need to provide a healthy, balanced meal for their families. And so that's why these programs are so important, to help fill in those gaps for the families who simply don't have. And it's not because they're not trying, it's just their situation.
Right. And like, I know myself, I raised 5 boys, and I know in the summertime my grocery bill went up. So I was blessed enough to be able to provide for mine, but I do know that feeding children in the summer can get very expensive, and so this is a way to kind of take a burden off the families, in a way. It's like you said, I know there's times in the month when it gets hard for some, families to feed their family, and this is this is a way that they can feed their children for free. It's absolutely free. Just the kids have to be 18 or younger. Just go to the site wherever the food is being served, and they're able to eat there. And like the Ridge it's an outside site, and so is Lions Park. But they have tables set up, where the kids can stay and eat there. And we encourage the kids to stay at the site, kind of get to know the staff, and the staff get to know the kids. But we do understand, like, it's like today it's supposed to be super hot, and in cases like that, they can get their meals and go back inside because it is so hot. Because we don't want anybody, getting sick, or whatever. But we just want them to know that it's there. It's a service that we're providing for the community, and we encourage everybody to take part in it.
Okay. Now, are you seeking volunteers or maybe even some more financial support to keep the programs going?
Now, we can always use financial support because it is a nonprofit. So we can always use financial support. And let me see, I should have. There's a Whole Youth Services. I believe there's a website. I should have looked that up before I came.
We'll find that information.
Okay. Yeah. And far as like right now, we're staffed pretty well. As far as people working the sites and everything. Now we hope and suspect that throughout this, as the summer goes deeper and people realize that we are out here, that we will have more and more children to feed. And so at that point we might need some more help, but right now we're okay on that.
Okay. And we need the community as a whole to get behind this. So we have a few Facebook shout outs. Hello to Christy Mathis Conway, Keisha Hagens, Keisha says, my beautiful, intelligent friend, such an inspiration. Mr. Mark Pillow says, 5 boys. That's a basketball team.
Yeah, I did. I raised them.
And hello to Miss Alexis Scott. Thank you all for tuning in. And please share this information. Share this video because we want to let the whole community know that there are resources available to help feed our kids. They won't be asked what type of family they come from, what type of income. If they're hungry, let them come and eat. So please share this information with every child that you know. And in the process of getting fed, like you said, they're getting to know the staff. And so they're fellowshipping and they're building relationships with people they may not have otherwise.
And we do realize there's some people who might be hesitant to come because they might feel like they're embarrassed or, something like that. But we don't want anyone to ever feel that way about being able to eat. And we know food is vital. And that's just it. We need it to survive. And so forget about, that. Just come eat. Parents, come feed your children. I know for me as a parent, I would do anything to make sure that my children, eat.
Yes.
And I know most parents will. And and that's what we're here for. Absolutely, that's what we're here for. We don't pass judgment. Everyone needs help at some time or the other, and we're just trying to make it easier for the children to eat this summer. And we do realize that for some families who have large number of children, that it's hard to feed those children during the summer when you're talking about 3 meals a day plus snacks.
Yeah.
Growing kids, they eat a lot, and we're just trying to help alleviate that stress for the children and the parents.
Well, I can say I truly appreciate the program that you offer. Even though my son is over the age limit, but when he was in that age group, he was able to go to various places and eat because, and I'm not embarrassed as I get a limited income.
Right.
And yes, I would love to work and do better. Anyway, long story short, he was able to benefit from the services that were provided when he was in school. He would come home some days with snacks from school. We don't know anybody's situation. It could be a situation where there was a 2-parent family. Someone could have gotten sick, someone could have died, taken on a new responsibility of a grandparent or someone else, but we don't know somebody's situation.
Absolutely. And like for myself, my husband passed away and I was still left to feed 5 children, even after he passed. So I was blessed enough to have help and, to be able to provide for mine. But I do realize that not everybody is put in the same situation that's set up to still be able to provide for their family after the death of a loved one, or you lose a job and, just different, things like that. But so I feel like, we feel like we pray about, and we pray several times a week about it, and we want to be able to touch lives. And we do feel like that it's more than just giving them food. It's the kids knowing that someone cares enough, to provide for them. And to me, building relationships with children is huge. I feel that way in my daily job and teaching, and just even doing this summer. I feel like building relationships is huge, and it's just more than just feeding the body. It's like feeding the soul and nurturing and feeding their mind, and that's important to me.
Now, I did pull up the website and I posted the link in our Facebook live stream. I want to say good morning to Miss Maddie Warren. It's called Whole Youth Services Inc. and www.wholeyouthservicesinc.com, and there is a wealth of information. There's a menu tab, and you can learn more about them. There's information about Amen, which we'll get into a little bit later on. There's a workforce youth development.
Yes, we actually Renell has partnered with Workforce, and they send a worker or two, out, and they help with the program in the summer week. And then also with Arkansas Promise. Okay, we have a couple of kids from Arkansas Promise who are working with us this summer too, and So it's like it not only is it feeding the community, but it's also providing employment for young children, or young kids during the summer to give them something constructive to do. And I think it's important for them to see. Sometimes though we get comfortable and we know we're going to eat. You don't have to worry about it. So when they realize what they're doing and why they're doing it, I think that makes them care a little bit more about their peers and just stuff like that. So so we touch a variety of people in different ways and different aspects. So
do you mind if we go through some of these links? Like some of this stuff I am very new to and didn't know that it fell under this program, like the talent show. Now I knew that Renelle often hosts talent shows at the local high schools. I didn't know this was under this program.
Yeah, and his idea, and we all know Renelle is a native of Jonesboro, and he's huge with giving back to the community. And so Whole Youth Services is more than just a feeding program. There's different components. It's a mentoring program. Like you said, he does the talent show in he's done it at the high school, and they have Amen. That's the group for at-risk males that he does. He's doing a football camp that's coming up.
I see a link to Police Academy.
Yes, they do the Police Academy. He actually in the past few years, I know they have paired with the police, and the kids go out for a day of golfing. So that's different. For the kids, and a lot of times when black males in general make contact with the police, it's not always in a positive light. And so his thing there is to bridge a gap and form a relationship with our males and the police, so they know that there is good out there, and they want them to see them in a positive light, not just like I got stopped or my friend got in trouble, or just when you hear like the horror stories, it's more than just that. And so he's working really hard to build that relationship between the youth and the police.
Wow, that's wonderful. And there's so many other links here. Now I do want to talk about the golf a little bit. That's not a typical sport that you see many, especially in the African American community, getting involved with. Just due to lack of accessibility, for the lack of a better word. But I'm happy that while Renelle is also known for his 3-on-3 basketball game, I love that he's introducing the kids to something more, something different they may not have access to, especially for those in the lower income areas. Golf is not usually on our list. Golf and tennis and other sports like that are not always on the top of our list of something to participate in. Society has kind of pushed, and please somebody don't get offended by what I'm about to say, but society in general has pushed, especially African American kids, more towards basketball, football, things society has felt that we'll excel in more versus golf, tennis, soccer, and everything else. So I love that Renelle, through his program and the staff, are offering these kids something different. Because it's more than just hitting a ball. I'm sure there's a lot of lessons, life lessons that go into the whole process.
Yes. And also, I know he does that, and like you said, not only that, he comes in during the school year, and he himself speak to the children during the after school feeding snack program, and he gets other people to come in and speak to the kids also. So they hear different people talking, they hear their stories, and we had one guy come in, and his name was slipping my mind, I could see his face. He came in and he spoke to the kids, and he was telling them how he came from a rough upbringing, and now he's a motivational speaker and productive, and I think he actually played football at A-State also, but that was his way out. So it's good for the kids to hear, I've been in your shoes, but I'm doing better now.
And I want to say, I'm not putting down, for someone who thinks, I'm not putting down basketball or football, because like you said, that is some students' way out of whatever their life environment, their living environment is. However, there are many more sports and other things that they can get involved in. And in order for them to be more well-rounded, productive citizens of this society, we would love for them to be exposed to everything possible. I think this helps build their character all the way around.
It does. It does. You know, typically, like you said, we always hear basketball, football, track, whatever. But there's more. There is a lot more. And like you said, just having the opportunity. And a lot of times, even the money to do it. We all know participating in sports is very expensive, especially if you want to do it outside of, just a school. Mm-hmm. And that might be an issue with a lot of it also, golf shoes and the golf clubs and everything, so they can get expensive. But like you said, the Rennell is introducing kids to things they wouldn't ordinarily do, and that's huge. That's very huge.
That's awesome. So again, this is done through Whole Youth Services Incorporated, and I put the link in our Facebook live stream, www.wholeyouthservicesinc.com with INC. Please go to the website, look around, contact them, leave your information, sign up to maybe volunteer, or even if you're interested maybe in being a speaker. We never know where Mr. Rennell can put you in or utilize your services during one of his programs. So we would love to see this program really just grow and take off and be common talk. We want to, just like we talk about a lot of other things, we want this to be the talk of the top of the conversation as well. So you're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
Want some creative ways to discipline your kids? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. Disciplining our children takes dedication and effort. It also helps to mix in a little creativity. So get out of the discipline rut with our 21 creative consequences. If you have younger children who are messy, try this. Set the toy somewhere out of reach but within sight for a few days. Seeing it but not getting it will remind them to pick it up and put it away next time. Here's another one. Want your child to hold their tongue? Make them do it literally. Have them stick out their tongue and hold it between two fingers. This is an especially effective correction for public outbursts. For the rest of the 21 creative consequences, listen to my podcast at markmerrill.com. Remember, your family first.
Family Minute is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a nonprofit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
Starks Auto Plaza at 2829 Red Wolf Boulevard is a proud KLEK supporter, offering luxury pre-owned vehicles sold wholesale to the public. At Starks, we never say no. 870-203-9980. Details at starksautoplaza.com.
Hello, I'm Officer Victoria Evans. I have always had a desire to help others in need and to be an example and role model to young women by encouraging them to never give up on their dreams. My dream was to become a police officer and to serve my community. In 2016, that dream became a reality, and it is the most rewarding experience of my life. Now I want to let you know about the same opportunity. The Jonesboro Police Department will conduct testing every month for patrol officers. Applications are available online at jonesboropolice.com or at the Police Department, 1001 South Caraway Road. The Jonesboro Police Department offers a competitive salary, health, and retirement benefits, top-of-the-line training, and most importantly, the chance to make a difference in the Jonesboro community. Join me in making Jonesboro a better place. The Jonesboro Police Department is an equal opportunity employer, and women and minorities are especially encouraged to apply. More information is available at 870-935-5657.
The Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated was established on June 28, 1997 by 13 dynamic women who accepted the challenge and honor of chartering the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter. Today, the chapter continues to impact the Jonesboro community by sponsoring programs such as the Sonia D. Williams Scholarship Breakfast, Back to School Bash, Disaster Preparedness, Delta Academy, Empower African Girls, and Autism Awareness. Our focus correlates with the national theme, uncompromising commitment to communities, service, leadership, empowerment. Our chapter supports Delta's 5-point programmatic thrusts: economic development, educational development, international awareness and involvement, physical and mental health, and political awareness and involvement. More information about the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is available at www.jonesboroalumnidst.org or via email jonesboroalumni@live.com.
The Epic Center, located at 1899 Hasbrook Road, County Road 333, is Jonesboro's newest venue for entertainment for the entire family. They offer an auditorium with theater-style seating for up to 1,100 guests, a large stage, professional lighting and sound, dressing rooms, concessions, and more. Available for weddings, concerts, pageants, birthday parties, showers, and more. Booking and other information is available at Epic Center Jonesboro on Facebook, epiccenterjonesboro.com, and at 870-530-5841.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I want to say hello to Ms. Sheila Higgins, who's checked in, and Ms. Maddie Warren says, "This is great. I would definitely spread the word." Well, thank you so much. We need each and every person to help spread the word about this whole youth, about the whole youth services Incorporated. I'm going to get that right. My tongue is tied. But again, go to the website. Link is in our Facebook live stream, and there is a lot of different tabs that you can click on, and you find a particular program that you're interested in. Please check it out. Send them some contact information, and I'm sure they will utilize you in whatever area you may be interested in. Yeah, also on the website there are videos of, I'm guessing, past events and things that have been done.
Yeah.
There's a place where you can make a donation. There's I want to see a careers tab. So often are there times when you're actually hiring for?
Actually, yes. Like we have summer staff now, and we also have, I say kids, but most of the time they're college students who work after school, and they deliver the meals to the schools, whatever, the sites for the after school program. And then Allen Park, we stay and feed at Allen Park. So we do, and they work a couple hours a day, 2 or 3 hours a day. Probably about 2.5, 3 hours a day after school. And then like this summer, we have a staff that works in the kitchen, and then we have other staff that come in at like 2:30, and they work from like 2:30 to 5, or 2:30 to 6. It's whatever time their site finishes, and they make it back to the site, back to the office to drop everything off. So we do hire, and I think we have there's about 10 people working this summer. And like I said, this is my and I do the after school program, but this is my first summer actually being in the office and working in the office, so I get to see more of what goes on behind it. So I was always getting the meals already prepared, so I get to actually help this summer, prepare the meals and get the paperwork and part done and everything like that. So it's amazing, just what we do on a daily basis. Right now, we're doing about 700 meals a day. Mm-hmm. We're doing about 700 meals a day, and I'm absolutely proud of my staff, the teamwork that we do to make sure that the food is out into the sites on time, so people they know when we say we begin feeding at 3:30, we're there and ready to serve at 3:30. It's not, it's 4 o'clock and we still not there. I make sure they're out the door so we can feed the communities, and that's just it. And we would love to feed more.
Okay.
We would absolutely love to feed more people. Like I said, Cedar Heights is one of our biggest sites, and just anybody who's around Cedar Heights, any of those apartments. I know it's a lot of apartments back there. I used to call it Apartment City back in the day, but there's a lot of apartments back there. So right there, that first apartment, if you come right when you get into Cedar Heights, when you turn off Johnson onto, I can't think of the street, but it's set up right there. And Miss Flo, she feeds the kids there. And like I said, they do breakfast and they also do supper there. So anybody any kids who's in that vicinity can come and absolutely get meals. And like I said, Lions Park, so that's over there, it's on Bridge. So anybody over in that community is welcome to come get meals, and they're set up like right at the park, so it's like right there. So anybody out there playing or whatever, they can come get meals. The site on the Amen site, it's on Word, and it's set up like right there with those apartments. It's like a duplex. It's right across from the new Bills. Okay. And it's right there. And we were doing that one a little bit earlier, but we understand, it's hot outside, and some people don't come out until later in the evening. Mm-hmm. So we adjusted the times on that site, and so now we'll start serving there at 4:30, and we'll go to 6. And so it's starting to cool down a little bit, by that time. So hopefully we can service more people in that, in the neighborhood, and more kids. So we're just really trying to feed as many people as we can. In between Jonesboro, I know Jonesboro schools, they do breakfast and lunch. They're doing it at different sites, and so many of our kids are able to get 3 meals a day. Awesome. They're able to get breakfast and lunch that's provided by our Marcus, who Jonesboro uses, and then Whole Youth Services does dinner. So that's 3 nutritious meals a day that the kids are able to get, and it doesn't cost a dime to the parents.
That's amazing, and I'm sure this helps to take the burden off the parents and the stress of how am I going to feed my kids, or I work these XYZ hours and I don't have time to always cook a full meal. I knew when I was working, it was okay, we're going to eat the quickest thing that I could put together. And it was not always the most nutritious. So this is a very awesome program. Please, community of Jonesboro, Cracker County, come out and support the Whole Youth Services Incorporated program, and show them that we care about them. Either make a donation. Can people make a donation of food items, or would you just prefer like a cash donation?
I'm gonna say probably cash. I'm not gonna say no to the food donations, but there are certain guidelines that have to be met. And that's what I'm gonna say. Like, there are certain things, like I know we can't use like white bread or anything. It has to be like whole wheat. And it's just that it's so many so the criterias, so it will probably be easier to say
just send a cash
check,
on,
that will probably be easier, just because we want to make sure that we are doing things the correct way.
Okay. We have a Facebook shout out. Miss Chelsea Chapman checked in and she says, just tuning in, Mr. Rennell is definitely a blessing to our community. Here in Jonesboro, I had the honor of working for him and gained so much knowledge. Support. This is needed in our community. Thank you so much, Miss Chelsea. Yes, it is. We have to take care of our children. They are our future. And the tools that we give them now, the seeds we plant now and nurture are just going to grow into something magnificent. But we have to start now with our children of all ages. Because once they turn 18, we're quick to want to just toss them aside and say, well, you're on your own now.
Yeah.
But if we didn't give them anything to build with before they turned that age and got out of high school, then how can we expect them to be productive and, you know, really make it in society if we didn't give them anything to start with?
That's true. That is absolutely true. I feel like, and I talk about relationships all the time because it's huge. I can remember my third grade teacher, and I'm 40, but I still remember my third grade teacher because she spent the time to build a relationship with me, you know, and just because of the relationship that I had with her, I did better in school. You know, I can still remember some little tricks she told me, you know, when I was learning my multiplication tables and, you know, spelling, you know, little tricks and stuff like that. But before I would receive any of that, I had the relationship. And I feel like, especially with our youth today, and not just African American youth, all youth, period, they need to be reached early. Yes. You know, sometimes when they get to high school, you know, we try to say, oh, what went wrong? But when we're in a position to try to help them, then I feel like we should. We should. I just know, just thinking back to my own children, they have relationships even today with people, their coaches that they began, you know, meeting around the 6th grade. You know, and they built relationships with them, and they still, you know, check on them and whatever. And I know Rennell tries to reach the kids early elementary, you know, and he stays with them until graduation, and that's part of the Amen program. It's a mentoring program, and after, when the kids get to, the guys get to, I call it kids, but when they get to like 12th grade, they have like a graduation, you know, forum, and they've stuck with the mentoring program throughout the years, and like I said, and for some, I know he might be the only father figure that they you know, that they see, or something positive, and that's part of it, you know, like I said, part of it, and he also is huge on trying to build relationships with the kids in the community, to be there for them, and just to be an outlet, you know, because some kids feel like they don't have anyone to talk to. Some kids feel like, I'm the only person going through this, you know. That's nobody else has, you know, dealt with this, with the exception of myself or maybe my family, and they need to know that, hey, you know, I went through that, you know, I came from a single parent household, I'm a first generation college student, you know, this is what I did to get through. I mean, if I can do it, you can do it, you know. And I tell, just even in teaching, dealing with youth, because that's what I do. I was a teenage mother, and but I still graduated high school, and then I worked, and then I decided to go back to college and go to college and get a degree so I could teach and make a difference in the lives of children. But I do realize that some kids are looking at me and they don't know my background. They don't know the struggles that I had, and or whatever. And when I was growing up, we didn't have all these programs, you know, to, you know, kind of help. And so it's here for our youth now. We want them to take advantage of the program, and just, you know, we don't want them to turn to the streets for help, or turn to the streets, trying to figure stuff out.
Yes.
We here. Like, I mean, the program, like you said, it covers a multitude of things, from mentoring, feeding, just bridging the gap in different places, and just different things like that, and creating employment, for kids, so that they know what it is to make a dollar, on their own.
That's
and
awesome.
stuff. So it's good, and I just feel like he's making a mark in the city of Jonesboro, and I'm just elated to be able to be part of it. This summer, I have thoroughly enjoyed doing what I do, and I get to go to the different sites, and being a site manager, I can. I get to go to all 8 sites and kind of see what's going on. So, and, talk to the kids. And, like, I had a full-blown conversation with one of the kids at the site at the Ridge. And he was like, he was talking about our site worker. He was like, she's doing a wonderful job, and her burgers are delicious. And, and but he comes every day.
That's
he
awesome.
comes every day, and he sits and he talks to her, and he enjoys that time just being with someone. So it's a really, really good thing.
Right, we have another Facebook comment from Mr. Larry McKissick, who is from Way Beyond Measure. He says, yes, relationships build trust. And this is so on point, my sister. We as adults need to start being a little bit more transparent.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying tell your kids every single little thing you've done. However,
Yes.
share enough so that they know that you're real. You're not
Yes.
just putting on airs to get their attention. You're not just giving them a fluffy story.
Yes.
Be real. Take them to the side one by one and say, okay, look, like you said, you were a high school parent.
Yes.
I became a parent when I went to college. I had these dreams, go to college in 4 years, become a pediatrician. Like, I even wrote all this down in my little senior book, and get married with kids and a house and dog. That's so out of order right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I got pregnant with my twins when I was 15, and I had them when I was 16. So I was still a junior in high school, and so I went the second semester of my junior year and my entire senior year as a mother of 2 babies. One of them who was an asthmatic, so asthma and babies, that's rough. And I had to get a job and work because I had children and I had to provide for them. I was blessed enough to have he was then my boyfriend, but my husband, he was there with me every step of the way. Like, he, and we got married right after I graduated. But I know that's not everybody's story.
Yes.
That's not everybody's story. And but I tell my students and just kids I talk to in general, I would never tell anybody that it was easy, but it's doable. It's all about what you want to do. And I knew I wanted my children to have a better life. And so I did what I had to do. So I am, in that sense, transparent with youth I talk to, especially young women or young girls, because they just see, I want to, no, baby, you don't know what's behind being a mother. It's huge. So I do talk to them in that sense and let them know that it was a struggle. And even like going back to school, getting my degree in education, I was 32.
Okay.
When I did that, and I worked in the school system, and I decided, hey, I think I want to teach. And number one, because in my opinion, there weren't enough African American teachers.
Okay.
In the district, and I work for a great district, and but I wanted to be one of those few, and I wanted the kids to know that, hey, if Miss Aisha can do it, I can too,
Okay.
And I did it with 5 children and a husband and working. So,
Yes.
it's possible. It's possible. And so I did those things. So not only just children I work with, my own kids could see that it's all about what you want to do. And so hopefully somebody can look at me and say, hey, she did it. So I think I can do that too,
Okay.
So just, like I said, and like you said, being transparent so the kids know that it hadn't always been easy, but we made a way and we figured things out. And that's just part of mentoring.
Yes, ma'am.
That's part of mentoring, and that's part of whole youth services, also the mentoring aspect of it, and it's just, I don't know, kids are my passion. Like I love working with kids, and I want them to be better than I was, and I want my children to be better than I was, and my hope is when my children are better than I was, and I want their children to be better than them, and just building a foundation, giving the kids something to build on.
Amen. We have another shout out from Miss Tanya Wolf. Said good morning, just running in, but I know my soror is speaking truth. Tuning in. Good morning to you, Miss Latanya. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you everyone who is tuned in, watching, commenting. We really appreciate you. Please spread the word about this program. I put the link in the Facebook conversation, the live feed. So go back and find the link. It's www.wholeyouthservicesinc. And my tongue is tied on it. wholeyouthservicesinc.com, and look at all the different programs they have to offer. There's some information to make contact, make donations. There's also there's a career link. If you would like to be a volunteer, you can download the application there. If you would like to work, apply for a paid position, if there's one open, or whenever one comes open, there's an application link on there as well. Please read the information that's listed, because it tells you the hours and responsibilities. Make sure it's something you want to get into. This is not something you get into lightly. We're talking about our youth. We already see a lot of things these kids, and I keep calling them kids because I'm in my 40s, so they're kids.
I do too.
We see a lot of things that they can potentially get into that's negative, but we know there's so much more positive out there that they can get into. And it takes us, the community members, to expose them to the positive. So please, let's not lose grip on our children. We want them to be those doctors, lawyers, technicians. They may not want to go to a 4-year college, but there's a trade school.
That's right.
There's all types of other programs. We know in today's society, you need some education beyond high school to really make it in this society. So we want to expose them to all possible aspects of what they can do career-wise. But we got to start now. And the feeding program is just one way to reach them. You put some food and activities in front of them.
Yes.
They'll start talking to you.
They will.
Yeah. All right. Miss Latonya says, yes, great program. Some of my students through Arkansas Promise have summer jobs and whole youth services. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for that. We're going to get ready to take another quick break. So please do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. If you're trying to not only gain freedom from debt, but keep it, here's what it'll take. First, you need a strategy to manage your credit cards. Rule number 1, only use one card. Pay all of the other ones off and lock them away. But keep the accounts open, because closing them could hurt your credit scores. Rule number 2, always pay more than the minimum payment on your outstanding balances. Next, stop creating new debt. Reserve your credit card use for purposes of convenience, such as renting a car or buying airline tickets. Stop using it for small ticket items, things you can easily pay cash for. You should always know 3 things about your debt: how much you have, how much it's costing you in interest and fees, and how you're going to pay it off. Without a plan, it will always cost more than you think and take even longer to get rid of. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization dedicated to uncompromising commitment to communities, service, leadership, empowerment. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a nonprofit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation moneymatters7@gmail.com.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
KLEK thanks CJ Pepper and the staff of Life Strategies Counseling Incorporated for helping people through hard times in life such as depression, family issues, stress, abuse, and more. They offer counseling and therapy for all ages, individuals, families, and groups. They are located at 1217 Stone Street. Phone number 1-866-972-1268 or online at lscihelp.com.
Teresa Beck, owner of Full Sun Gifts, 606 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro, is a proud supporter of KLEK. Full Sun Gifts offers a variety of gift ideas such as candles, fragrances, bath and body products, makeup, cosmetics, skincare, and more for birthdays, weddings, holidays, and all occasions. Details at Full Sun Gifts on Facebook and Instagram and 870-974-8480.
The Office of Diversity and Community Engagement at Arkansas State University, under the leadership of Dr. Maurice Gibson, is a proud supporter of KLEK and is dedicated to finding innovative ways to advance their mission of creating a diverse and inclusive environment, conducive to educating, enhancing, and enriching lives, uplifting various and diverse groups on the A-State campus, and striving to maintain Arkansas State University a place that is inclusive to all individuals regardless of origin, color, religion, socioeconomic status, or sexual orientation. More information about the Arkansas State University Office of Diversity and Community Engagement is available at www.astate.edu/diversity and 870-972-3081.
The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated was established on January 1st, 1977, originally serving Blytheville, Arkansas, and now serving Jonesboro, Blytheville, Osceola, Marion, and West Memphis, Arkansas. Today, the chapter continues to make an impact by focusing on Alpha's national community outreach initiatives such as My Brother's Keeper, A Voteless People is a Hopeless People, Go to High School, Go to College, Project Alpha, Boy Scouts, and the March of Dimes. The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is committed to Alpha's mission of developing leaders, promoting brotherhood and academic excellence, while providing service and advocacy to the community. More information about the Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is available at MOL Alphas on Facebook or via email at molalphas@gmail.com.
Tune in to Community Conversations every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. here on KLEK 102.5 FM. Join host Quabila Jones as she talks to people who are making a difference in the community and learn about the people and organizations that provide services to make Jonesboro a better place. Community Conversations every Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. on KLEK 102.5 FM. The McDaniel Law Firm, 400 South Main Street in Jonesboro, is a firm believer in justice and equality for the minority community. The McDaniel Law Firm has fought for our rights for over 44 years. The McDaniel Law Firm offers legal help for wrongful death as well as trucking and automobile accidents. Bobby and Brett McDaniel are available for a free consultation at 870-336-4747 or at www.mcdaniellawyers.com.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. This last segment is fairly short, so I'm going to let Ms. Aisha wrap up any final thoughts and stress more about the program that they're offering this summer. So go ahead, have at it.
Okay. Just real quick, I'm gonna recap the sites and the times that we're doing. And so we do Cedar Heights, and that's Monday through Saturday. We do breakfast from 10 to 10:30, and we do supper Monday through Saturday from 4 to 5. Parker Park Community Center, we do supper from 3:30 to 5 o'clock Monday through Friday. Earl Bell, we do supper Monday through Friday from 4 to 5:30. Amen, which is at 212 East Word. We do supper at 4:30 to 6 o'clock, and that's Monday through Friday. Allen Park is Monday through Saturday, supper from 4 to 5:30. University Lines Park, and that's a park that's right behind Success on Bridge Street. We do supper Monday through Friday from 4 to 5 o'clock. Walker Courts apartment, we do from 4 to 5 o'clock, and that's in their office building. It's where they serve. The Ridge, we do supper every Monday through Friday from 4 to 5:30, and they're set up at the office over there by the pool area. We haven't got Caraway Commons set up yet, but hopefully we'll be doing that really soon, and when that is up and running, we'll be doing that Monday through Friday from 3 to 4 o'clock. And like I said, this is a feeding program for youth up to age 18, and it's a nutritious meal for them, and it's absolutely free. All you do is come, and we don't ask for any information or anything. You just come, get a meal, sit down, eat, hang around, talk to each other, talk to the staff or whatever that's there. And one other real quick thing before Renee, they're doing a football fundamentals clinic camp, and it is Saturday, July 14th, and it's from 9 to 1 o'clock, and it will be held at Jonesboro High School, and the address is 301 Hurricane Drive, and it's from 2nd to 7th grade. The early bird price is $30. After July 4th, it is $35. There are also scholarships available for that program. You can register online at wholeyouthservicesinc.com, or you can contact Renee Woods at 870-919-5659 for more information. And Tyrell Johnson, he's a former ASU player, and he's also an alumni NFL player. He played for the Miami Dolphins and the Minnesota Vikings. He will be the camp director. So,
and what's the date again of the camp?
It is Saturday, July 14th.
Okay.
And I really wanted my son to go to that, but he'll be in Orlando, so. Oh, yeah. And I know that football season is coming up for the elementary leagues or whatever, so that'll be great for kids to pick, to learn a little bit.
Okay. So, and it's never too early for them to start learning the fundamentals of football.
Absolutely not.
Because I'll talk to even some ASU football players, and they're like, it's a lot of work that goes into it. It's not just running and throwing the ball.
Yeah, it's a lot. Learning the plays and learning this. And yeah, it's a lot. I know my son plays also, so I kind of know. I have to hear football stuff all the time. But, yeah.
Oh my goodness. I can't thank you enough for joining me this morning and sharing this information. And I really hope that the community as a whole has gotten something out of this. Please, again, share this video, share the information. Whole Youth Services Incorporated. Go to their website, samename.com, and it's inc.com. So please share this information. Click on the various links. Learn about all the programs they have to offer. Get your kids involved. They will get a meal this summer, eat breakfast, lunch, and or dinner, depending on what site they go to. Mm-hmm. And then they also get to build a relationship with the staff members that are out there serving. So if you feel like they can't talk to their parents or other caregivers, they might find some comfort and find support in someone else. We need to allow our kids to be able to talk without consequence sometimes and not be so quick to react.
Yes.
Most adults, we want to react.
Yes.
And then offer advice or, whatever.
Yes.
Let these kids talk. You never know what they have on the inside that's bothering them. And we want them to go into the next school year to be successful students.
Right.
So thank you so very much, and thank you to Mr. Rennell for these programs, and to everyone out there that works with these programs and volunteer. Thank you so very much, and thank you to the community And I have to say this, thank you to the community of Jonesboro for supporting Kelly K over the weekend during our Juneteenth event. It was hot, but it was wonderful, and I'm looking forward to next year. Thank you from the Kelly K staff. It was amazing. So if you didn't get an email invite or didn't show up, I'll be hitting you up again. Don't worry. But anyway, thank you, everybody. I hope everyone has a blessed day. Make plans to make today great. And remember, it doesn't cost anything to be kind. See you tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, a program